Audio Gyan with Kedar Nimkar, a podcast that documents insightful conversations with Indian designers, artists, musicians, writers, thinkers and creatives of all types. Catch us on iTunes or visit audiogyan.com for more Gyan sessions. Here's your host Kedar Nimkar.
Today I have Ankita Shinde with us on Audio Gyan. Ankita is an artist from Mumbai. She runs a graphic design business under her studio name Another Day, Another Color. And this is also based out of Mumbai. She has worked with brands like Adidas, eBay, Lenovo, Red Bull, Asus, Vogue and more. Her work has been featured in several online print publications, Midday, Hindustan Times, Creative Gaga, Pool Magazine, Design Taxi, Curious, to name a few. Ankita is an artist and an explorer and believes that everybody is. She has founded petaproject.org, where they empower and enable everyone to take up pet projects. She's passionate about education, about the ways in which slight transformation in the process of education can lift up individuals' innovation capability. So thank you, Ankita, for giving us your time and welcome to Audio Gyan.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I have kept our conversation topic as everybody is an artist. The reason why in our conversations previously you mentioned that everybody is an artist and you strongly believe in that. Mm-hmm. So can you tell us how and what makes you say that? Like, for example, how is a data operator kind of a guy an artist, or how is a doctor an artist?
Yeah, so that way, if you see, I really believe like everything that art is what, if you see the dictionary meaning, it's creation.
Yeah.
And something more on that line, on those lines.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically creation. So a doctor is actually creating whatever he's doing. If he's performing a surgery or whatever he's doing, it's creation. And similarly, all the other professions also. So more than I see a lot of people limiting art also by even artists for that matter, even me for that matter, at some point of time, that okay, only if something is good looking or something is aesthetically pleasing, it is art. But it's not that. It could, as long as it's conveying an emotion, it is art.
Oh, nice.
So that's very important. So, and if you're aligned with it, because art is an expression and it's creativity is not just like acha craft banaya matlab it's creative. It's not that. Creativity is like, okay, like this is a different way of doing up my house. Okay, so that's creative. This is a different way of making my tiffin for my kid. So that's creative. Those things. So that way everybody is an artist.
Yeah. So yeah, actually that reminded me of one audio Gyan which I had taken with Meeti Desai. She's a dancer and a performer, a designer also.
Yeah, I remember seeing one of her performances. In fact, Ganga sir had taken me to see one of her performances. They were like, must watch performance.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, she said everyone is not a designer, but everyone designs. I think that somewhere connects. Yeah. So any other thoughts you had, like when you say everyone is an artist?
Yeah. So in so many different ways also. So just to give you an example, so I just remember I was working on this one commercial project, sitting on my desk, and my brother just happened to enter my room and. He was like, he was just in a playful, he's not an artist, he doesn't consider himself an artist rather. So he just came into my room, he's like, what is this? So he just doodled something and he was like, try this option. And it was actually so good. So it just, a lot of people limit themselves by thinking, I don't have a degree, or maybe I have not gone for some art competitions or something like that. Maybe I am not eligible to do some art. But that's not that. And it also limits a lot of people in different ways. So I personally have no issue that people don't consider themselves an artist because it's their choice. But what I have an issue with is that when you limit yourself, when you put these self-induced limitations on yourself, it really limits your self-expression, and that it just, the work you do, whatever you express yourself, it just doesn't align then. So for example, if this belief is not there in you, which is that if you're limiting yourself rather, so whatever you do, even if you're an engineer, if you don't consider, if you're limiting yourself, like if you think, I just have this degree and I can do just this, it is limiting yourself. You can't apply any other creative side to it then. If you don't think you're creative, or if you don't think you are
But if you
able
consider
to.
mainstream designers, there are certain skill sets which are required. Like,
Yeah, so-
for example, like when I design interfaces and there is a programmer who's actually converting those screens into functional
Of course,
modules, they really don't care about that F0, F0, F0 and the difference between F5, F5 and F9, F9, right? So they don't have the eye for that detail. So are you saying that there is more to it than this F9, F9, F9?
No, so what you said is about skill set. That's a different skill sets and technicality. That's a different thing. So even I went to I've been drawing since I was 3 years old. That doesn't mean I started doing commercial projects at that age. I mean, you know. So I drew, and then I also grew up in this whole art environment, and I wanted to be an artist. That was a different thing. But still, I went on to pursue my 4-year degree in an art college. Now, that was not because I had any doubts whether I'm an artist or not. I already knew I am. But I just wanted to go and polish some skills and build a community around me, because when you go to an art school, I will also meet some other people who share the same vibe and the same thought process, or a similar thought processes rather, and I will get to know how other people think, how other artists think, and
it's just enriching your experience.
Yeah, and then of course, like what you spoke about skill sets, that it's very interestingly I would want to connect it. So it's like when you can go to maybe a classes or some university or something to get the skill set. So for me, I had to learn Photoshop, Illustrator. I did not know all of this before I went into an art school, or rather how to lay out magazines in InDesign, or what's the process to form a video with the storyboarding and everything. I did not know the technicalities of it and the easiest process. So it makes sense to go to experts and learn the skills. It's basically like I shouldn't rather waste time and sit here and try how to make fire rather, because somebody has already invented fire. I can just go and ask him, how did you do it? Just tell me, so I can invent something else with it and be more creative with it.
Correct.
So in terms of skill sets, it's always good. I mean, we need to know more, and there's no end to it. Like nobody can be at the end of it. And that mindset, like I also, like along with art, I think it's also very important to journal. And that's been a very important part of my process, rather like art process or design process or living life process basically. So because like with journaling, it allows me to be very present in the moment, and I can reflect on things, and then that allows me to that gets me present to my gaps basically. Acha, okay, like I did this thing today, this was good, this was bad, this was missing, I could have gone to this level because that was missing, and then I can constantly be on this constant educating myself process. Now I can go and educate myself through a bachelor degree, master's degree, PhD, or those formal education degrees, or I can go online and enroll for courses, or I can go and ask for some assistance from friends, or I can go and assist somebody or intern. There's so many options available, So that process should always be there, of course. Nobody should be like, okay, I'm an artist and I'm going to sit at home. Like, no.
I think what you're talking about being an artist is more like a underlying thought process which everybody has, but I think some people have not tapped into it, or are maybe scared, or have been like, I don't know what to call it, but they are generally under some notion of typecasting themselves itself, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't happen only with art, So like, let me give you an example about myself again. So since I was in school, okay, since till the point I was complete school time, which is till 10th, I never came first or anything in sport competitions. So it just became a notion around me that, okay, I cannot do sports. It just became that thing around me. I was the shortest girl in my class, so I would never like somehow go in the long jump. Yeah, I never even attempted a long jump. But even the other competitions, like people with longer legs could just run faster and all those things. So it just became a notion around me that I can't do anything sports, and then it also somewhere seeped into the trekking area. Like I personally love trekking and I love nature, but I never allowed myself to go for trekkings, and even if I went for treks, I would be the last one completing it, because there was just this notion around it, and I only limited myself ki acha ye mere bas ki baat nahi hai type, but it was not that. And later on when I got present to it more and more through different ways, and then I was like, okay, this is something I created for my own self, this is not true. And then I started going for treks also, and I wasn't the last one over there. And similar in so many other things also.
Yeah, interesting. The second thing which I want to ask you is about, like, which you touched upon, journaling. So you have been documenting your insights and experiences in the form of drawing, words, and photographs. Some of the work I've seen on Instagram is really cool.
Thank you.
So can you tell us what is your overall creative process like when you take up a pet project or a regular commissioned project? Or for that matter, what is journaling overall about?
So all these three are little different and same also. So journaling is something I just do. It's just like as important as breathing to me, almost, like, you know.
Okay.
So I have to know where I am in every area of my life. So how am I doing with it, and how do I want to develop myself in it. So, and that then seeps into my work also. So with my pet project, there's a self-developmental angle to almost every project of mine.
Okay.
So the first project I started was I doodle on newspapers. So that was a time when I used to, it was some 6 years back, I think.
Okay.
That was a time where I just did not read any newspapers. Not that newspapers are important, but news is important. So I didn't even read any news online or anywhere. I mean, I did not know anything. So I thought it was good to know at least some things around me. So then only if I know what's happening around me, then I can do something about it, perhaps. But I tried a lot and I just could not read anything, you know. And then that's how I just came up with this idea. Okay, I love doodling on people's faces, and I just loved art in general. So why not just doodle something on the newspaper, and that will excite me to grab the newspaper in my hand every day. And while doing that, I might at least read a news or two around it, you know. So it was fun, but it also had a self-developmental angle to it. I wanted to fill a gap in me.
Nice.
So similarly, a lot of other projects also, like one was Nice to Meet You, where I meet a stranger. And so that was a phase again when I just developed this severe anxiety of talking to new people. And I would never initiate a conversation. But and not that it is very important to initiate a conversation with strangers, but I thought, I mean, people have so many nice stories to share, and it's just so amazing. I forgot the name of I always keep forgetting the name of the person who said this, but there was this quote that says, the universe is not made up of atoms, it's made up of stories, and I really believe in that.
Oh, nice.
So that's when I started this project of mine called Nice to Meet You, where I used to meet a person and tell them that this is this, and I would like to talk to you and draw something while you're talking to me, something based on our conversation. And this just started. So basically I used my strength, which is art. I love making art and people also love it. So it would just help me strike a conversation, and it would also in turn help me talk to the person also. And overall then I came over the anxiety, and now I can talk to anyone basically.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah. So again, coming back to the same question, like you keep documenting. So how does that help in the overall creative process also? It helps a lot. So because I document, okay, everything. So from what I eat to my projects also, and my thoughts, my emotions. Even if I'm feeling really productive, I'll write about it and I'll come up with new ideas. Even if it's a really unproductive day where I don't feel like doing any work at all, I'll at least take my book and start writing about how unproductive I'm feeling. And that way it just comes out of it. The feelings don't stay inside me and they come out of me, and then I'm able to be productive after that. And overall this process just makes me more aware. It has, like, over the time, it has made me more and more aware. So because I'm always like documenting things, I'm very aware of my surroundings. Achha, okay, like I want to document that. So it just makes me more aware of people, of the things I hear, of the things I see aesthetically pleasing also, like just because for the love of art. And otherwise also it just makes me more aware of my own feelings, of my own ideas, and I don't lose out on them. Like, so it's my very biggest fear. I mean, like, I don't want to lose any idea that I have in my mind, like a fleeting idea also. So I want to document all of it and slowly work on each one of them one by one. But doesn't that make you more anxious?
Probably yes, but that's maybe the downside of it. But like, I don't really mind it.
Okay. So Ankita, I wanted to also understand, like, can you share any of your case study, in form of a case study, about any of the pet project which you have worked on and how the process has been? What was the kind of brief given to you, or what made you do that project when it was a pet project or a commission project? Like any one particular example you can give, and also let us know your overall process behind it.
So For both, so pet projects is something which I initiate myself, so the process is very, very different. It almost always comes from a self-developmental point of view, where I want to develop something in me or in this in my environment probably. So that process, I think we've spoken briefly about it. So I'll talk about a commercial project now.
Okay.
So over there again, it's very, very different for each kind of a project. So I do a lot of different kind of work, which is branding, web design, illustration, and everything.
Which is your
So,
like most satisfying project, commission project?
I really love this one series of illustrations I made with a friend of mine called Riya Gupte. So she's a stylist and a photographer and multiple other things. So it was a project which was like this end moment project. We had created these work table illustration series for Vogue. So Vogue had this competition, Vogue India Fashion Fund. So they had to announce their 20 finalists and they wanted to do it in a grand manner. So Riya was the model and she had worn the 20 dresses of each of the 20 finalist designers. And I was the illustrator. So I had illustrated each designer's work table. And we had done this in like just 4 days and it was really, really amazing. So every illustration, like the process was really amazing. So every illustration was the work table and Riya had worn that designer's dress and as a doll. So we had put these pins on her and we had minimized her photograph and placed it on the work table like those dolls which these fashion designers used to pin things, pin clothes and everything. And then we had illustrated the table as per the designer's aesthetics. So every designer had very, very unique style of their own for their clothing line. So it was really interesting to delve into their each designer's mind and figure out their thinking process, what their inspirations are, and to document all of it on that table. So it was really amazing.
Interesting. Yeah, I think these were the few. I would like to just conclude with one last question, which is you also spoke about obviously offline about education and you are into educating to a certain extent in art to a lot of people. So I wanted to know your overall thought process on education in art. I mean, if we stick by your rule of that everyone is an artist, then how can one evolve as an artist in whatever domain they are, or see themselves or perceive themselves as an artist? So what education is required? What are your thoughts on education in general?
Yeah. So this is one of my really, one of the topics which is really, really close to me. And this is where last year, somewhere in April, I started this project called as, this website or this initiative rather, called as Pet A Project, which is, what we do over there is, so let me give you the background, like why we started that. So when we were in school, so when I was also in school, because I used to just draw well, everybody were like, but everybody was so interested in bade hokar kya banna hai. Like any auntie or any uncle would come around you, you draw so well, bade hokar kya banna hai. Like why don't you ask me what I want to be now? So everybody is just so fixated on this after 10th standard dream for the Indian education. So nobody asks what do you want to do now. Like now nahi, abhi to kaise bhi karke you have to get like good exam, good marks, not pass, good marks. Like 99 will also be less. So and then you have to become something after 10th. But what is that whole fixation about that? And in that also, so nobody, people don't have options to think. People don't even know, kids don't even know. I mean, that age, I didn't even know what are the options available. I just knew I liked drawing, but I had never thought that I would go and design logos one day. I didn't even know what a logo means.
I think the ultimate is like JJ mein jana hai bas.
वो भी नहीं पता था मुझे at that age. When I was just like in first standard, I just knew one artist which was M.F. Hussain at that point of time. He was like the most famous artist that time. So that's the only thing I knew. I did not know anything else. I mean, I thought, okay, you can just paint and maybe you can climb hoardings and paint that. I knew nothing else. But so there's a huge lack of knowledge also, like as to what all is available and how you can develop each of those things. And so that is one thing. And when somebody asks also in school, they always imagine that every person will become just one thing after growing up. But and that too after growing up, they don't focus. One is they don't focus on the current time what they want to be, and they don't even consider the possibility of a person being multiple things, which probably they want to be. So when I started this project, I started this in this Chembur Naka Public School in Chembur. It's a BMC school in Chembur. So over there I started asking kids, what do you want to be because what do you want to be? If you ask them what do you want to be now, they don't understand that question only because it's something that nobody's ever considered. So you have to start with asking them, bade hokar kya banna hai? So then everybody like started telling their own answers. So one kid was, I want to become an engineer. मुझे ये बनना है, वो बनना है. हाँ, कुछ भी मतलब astronaut बनना है. Like some people like you don't even know the spelling of engineer. I mean, and if I ask them, अच्छा ठीक है, good that you want to be an engineer. क्यों बनना है? What do you like about being an engineer? Then they are completely like taken aback. Like nobody ever asked them why. Everybody just asks, क्या बनना है? अच्छा डॉक्टर इंजीनियर ठीक है, good. But nobody asked them why you want to be that. Do you really want to be that? So nobody knows that, and then they were really taken aback because nobody ever asked them that question, So they never thought about it also. And then slowly we started talking to them more and more, and then so when I started asking them questions, they did not know. I mean, क्या बनना है, क्यों बनना है, वगैरह, anything. Then slowly I started telling them the different possibilities that what I want to be now. So I told them that now I am already an artist.
Like you proactively went to a school?
I went inside a school,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So I was just Chembur Naka Mumbai Public School only. So I spoke to the principal, and she also really passionately believed in this, that something needs to be done about it, and she wants to she sees a different future for these kids, not a typical future which it is generally So so then we were asking, I was telling my side to these kids, okay, like today I am an artist, I do this, I sometimes photograph this, but there are so many things I want to be even today. Like I want to be a gardener also, like I dream of having a garden of my own and like growing my own plants. Then I also want to do so many other things. I want to be a writer, I want to publish some books. I don't know how to do that. I mean, like, I don't know how to do gardening. There's so many things I don't know anything about, but that doesn't limit me. I'll go somewhere. I'll go and ask somebody. I want to learn martial arts maybe. So I'll go and ask, like, it's not too late. People will tell you, "Acha nahi, bachpan mein karna chahiye." But no, it's not too late for anything. You can go and do things now. And when I started sharing my stories with them, everybody started getting exciting, and they were like, "हाँ, मुझे भी ये बनना है." And like the same kids. Oh, and I forgot to tell you this. So when I asked them क्या बनना है, so each kid was like, मुझे engineer बनना है, I want to be this, I want to be that. And then I asked them, अच्छा ठीक है, you want to be engineer, do you want to be something else also? And then the response to that question was that no, I want to be an engineer only because I want to be focused. I want to be engineer. But so that is another thing which is drilled in kids' minds, which is you should be focused. And you should not look here, there. Like jack of all trades and master of none was a proverb which was like kind of like a scary proverb for me also. Taboo, I was like no, you cannot be jack of all trades, you have to be master of one. But I don't feel so. I mean, if you're someone, if you like one thing, okay, well and good. But if you are not clear about things, go explore different things. So then we gave them papers and we asked them, and they had no way to even think ki kya banna hai at this point. So we had to do some small brainstorm exercises. So we gave them some papers and we told them, okay, write down 5 things you'll enjoy doing. Not like career perspective, but 5 things you enjoy doing. Write down 5 things you don't enjoy doing. So 5 things you enjoy doing was very easy for them. And 5 things they did not enjoy doing, they were like, because the principal was sitting in the class.
Opposite of that, that's it.
Yeah. So they were like, no, they did not know. They did not. Generally, kids are not, in school at least, they're not encouraged to tell what they don't like doing. They are like, nahi, to karna padega, ye bhi karna padega. That also you have to do. It's just do. It's
like duty or discipline.
Yeah, so they are not allowed to say that I don't like maths. They're like, no, how come you don't like maths? You have to do it, like, So they're not allowed to express themselves. It's okay to not like math and still study it also. So then the principal herself stood up and said, I also get bored in my cabin sometimes, and all of those things she was sharing. And kids were like so shocked what is she even saying. But that created an environment of freedom inside the class, and then everybody started sharing, okay, I do not like.
And what was the process like for you to come up with this design also? That you should go for these questions
it took me a lot of time. I mean, this was something I've been thinking since a lot of time, and I was brainstorming with a lot of people. So when I finally had a website in place and little bit Instagram, this and that I did, and then I started approaching some people. This is what I'm doing. What do you think about it? And suddenly, I just came across a bunch of people who really vibed on the same idea,
like-minded.
Yeah, and we started discussing. It just, magic happened after that.
Okay.
So then we asked these kids to fill out these questions of 5 things you like to do, 5 things you don't like to do, and then for the first time they themselves saw that they actually like doing this and they don't like doing this. They never allowed themselves to think of that, and then. So there was one girl who, just to give you an example of how it went ahead. So there was this girl who liked to draw. She liked doing mehendi and some other arty, crafty things. And she liked to teach also. So then we asked her to, now you know what you like and what you don't like. She did not like some other thing, which I don't remember right now. But she got an idea. Then we asked her, now you have an idea of your likings and dislikes, likes and dislikes. So what do you want to do? What do you think you want to be or want to do? Then she was like, I want to be a teacher and I want to draw also. So we were like, okay, and when do you want to do that? She was like, after 10th I will go to this. She knew the college name or something also. So I'll go there.
Which standard was this?
This was 4th standard.
4th standard, okay.
So she knew the college where she wanted to go. I'll go there. Then मैंने कहा अच्छा ठीक है, कॉलेज के बाद क्या? कॉलेज के बाद वो इंटरव्यू होता है शायद, तो उधर जाऊंगी. देन वहाँ से फिर मैं सिखाऊंगी. I'm like, okay, so why do you really? I asked her. I made sure that she really wants to be a teacher, and it's not a parent-induced thing or a teacher-induced profession, which generally it is for kids. मेरा बेटा ये बनेगा, but बेटा को नहीं पूछते. So we asked her, do you really want to? So she was like, yeah, I really like teaching because it gives me happiness. And she told a lot of things. We asked her, why do you want to wait till you go to 10th standard and after that, after college? Why not now? And then the kids were also like, yeah, abhi bhi kar sakte. And then we did not give them any further idea, but this was after a few weeks, and and the kids started giving, their friends started giving them ideas. So the other kids, she was like, you know what, that school, particular school, it's a BMC school. So I don't know if you know, but in English medium schools, there's a lack of teachers because of the appointing thing. So because there's excess in Marathi and Urdu medium schools, the government cannot really appoint, the BMC cannot appoint new teachers for English.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, because the quota is the same. Weirdly. So that's how it is. So the other friends of that girl, they suggested her that, acha, why don't you go and teach junior KG, senior KG, unko jaake drawing sikha. So that kind of sums up her whole thing, and she gets to know whether she really likes that right now only, and instead of waiting for some one fine day. And that's how we're trying to somehow
Uplift,
what do you say, kind of awaken the artist in every person in a way.
Yeah, it must be quite challenging because there are downsides also, because at what age or what threshold do you consider that recently my family had gone to Hemal Kasa and Anandvan, where Prakash Amte's everything is done, and there the 7th standard students design a curriculum for the 4th standard students. So they have a complete ecosystem on their own and thriving on its own. So, but yeah, there are trade-offs, because then the 7th standard is not enough educated or aware of things to teach something. So, but yeah, there is a plus side which I just know.
So here we are trying to. So in fact, today only, so a friend had called me, and she was doing a project on. So my age friend, 27, she called me and she was doing a project for raising awareness in youth about lifestyle diseases. So different kind of diseases like diabetes, thyroid, PCOD, different diseases which youth do not know about. They're lifestyle based diseases, and she was just talking to me. She had done already a lot of research. She already knows a lot of it, and she is not going to go when she has these talks in schools or anywhere. She's not going to go as an expert. She just wanted to create awareness basically.
Correct.
But she was telling me that I have collected so much data and so much information, but each time I go and find out more, I get to know more. And then I realize that I don't know anything, and I'm afraid if I go and teach, talk to these kids, they'll say if I go wrong or if they say something. Then I told them, you know what, there's going to be no stage where it's going to stop, or where you whether information, you're going to know all the information. It's not gonna, like, you're not going to achieve that ever.
Yeah.
So you can just go and portray yourself that I'm not an expert, but I'm just raising awareness, So even when this girl wanted to go and teach the younger standard, it was not academic studies.
Correct.
It was just she going in her free time to just share whatever she knew.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right, I think there was some bit of value add in this conversation also because it may not be a prescription-driven answer there, but at least some sort of awareness or awakening certain thoughts and opening some possibilities. So I think this is a good note to end this. And it was wonderful talking to you. Thank you for giving your time once again. And let's see, we can have another audio again sometime down the line.
Sure. Probably with the kids.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
And that's it from today's Gyan session. Catch us on iTunes, Saavn, Stitcher or any podcasting app you use. Do rate us on iTunes and follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Stay tuned for more Gyan on audiogyan.com. Till then, bye.